Good afternoon, everyone. What you're looking at is just a screenshot I think this is a 30-minute chart or maybe a 1 hour of the RTH this week. And you can see on, I think this was Sunday or Saturday, I'd drawn up a plan saying that shorting would be doable below 40.60, so kind of this level, and you can see it was for the most part. We were able to get it moved down to 40.29.5, and that I wasn't really looking for a meltdown scenario. I didn't think we would be getting into that 38.30, and I was really saying that below about 40.30s, we might be able to get into 39.18, but I think we couldn't even get one 30-minute close below 40.30. We put in a low of the week at 40.29.5, I believe. We were unable to break the lows, and instead we started ramping up. And Wednesday, obviously, we had this FOMC session where we then ripped up from where we had the weekly pocket 40.50, ripped up, and then got our move into 41.55 quarter. I mentioned that 41.55 plus was not impossible at all. I know a lot of people were very short biased, but we were able to move up. It wasn't some impossible task, and we were able to defend it really well on Thursday twice, and even on Friday we gapped down, covered aggressively, ramped back, and yes, we lost it into the end of the day, and we can go into that for a second. Let's pull up this chart here. So I've moved around the lines a little bit, but we should be able to still see where the volume is occurring. Sorry, I know this is a little bit ugly. Let's see which lines I can get rid of here. And there we go. All right. What I was looking for was to see if we could get a weekly POC shift up at 41.88. And we came really, really close. I think we came about 1,000 contracts short. What I was looking for was, okay, if we close that 4 p.m. price close, which was at 40.92 half, which we did, and if we get the sell-off, can we churn below there around 41.88 and then get that point of control shift being evidence of distribution occurring at the highs, and then get our reversion into weekly VWAP. Weekly VWAP being down here at 4116.75. So this is a number I'm going to be noting. And let me just throw these back on, and I'm just going to put a little comment here. There we go. Just for next week, 41. I just want to note that as we will be updating this for the new week coming up. So the 5th will be the start of our next week. So that was what I was looking for, was once we got all that volume dump up at 88, I wanted to see reversion down to 41.16ish, just that VWAP, that weekly VWAP. However, we were unable to get it. So now, what am I looking for? Let's take off the indicators for a second, but I just want to point out this, is that we have this chunk of volume from about 40.90 down to the lows at 40.30. Then we have a second chunk of volume here around 40, call it 40, 40.44 to 40.60ish, 40.55. And then a third chunk up here around 41.88 to 41.95. So that's how I'm kind of looking at this market, is that you have a chunk here, and then this fat chunk down here. And what I'm going to be looking for this week is for us to mostly fill in this area of volume. I don't think we're going to have a large week. We do have news coming up. We do have JPOW. Good old JPOW. We got JPOW at noon on Tuesday. We've got FOMC Williams, the bond auction, FOMC Waller, Thursday's unemployment, some sentiment stuff. We do have news this week. However, we've done the major move, in my opinion. We've had our big move. 40, what is that, 150, about 200 points? Something like that? 180-point move this week. We managed to make it an outside month already. Last month, January, we spent all of January's trade inside of December's range. And already we've been able to break January's highs, which was at 41.09, I believe. Yeah, 41.09 half, something like that. So we do now have, in my opinion, supply above us. So as long as we're trading below about 88 to 90-ish, 88 to 95 maybe, as long as we're trading below this, I'm going to look for largely rotational trade in this area. So really, if you wanted to, you could think of it as two major pivots. One is going to be down here, and one is going to be up here. If we flush 40.30, we'll have all of January's volume the January point of control being somewhere around 4030-ish, 4030.75. Maybe I should just slide that down slightly. 4030.75 being that January point of control. So if we flush that, yes, we have all of January's volume above us, and we have this entire momentum. All these momentum longs will also be above us. So we will have supply in hand. Then we can look to lower levels, 39.18 being the big one, 38.30 below that being another big one. To the upside, if we end up cracking above 41.95, I think everyone who's short here, all this supply here, gets squeezed, and now we can start talking about a gap close at 42.30-ish. If not, start talking about this upper area here. I think this is Q3's value area high setting up around here, somewhere around there. Q3 value area high, 43.03 quarter. It's this level here. So that's how I'm kind of looking at that. Is that in general, I think we'll have a more rotational week coming up, even in light of Jerome Powell. I think in general, we're going to have some nice rotation between about 41.55 to 40.80-ish, maybe down to 40.60. This will be our rotational area. And then we can look for sort of extreme longs and extreme shorts on either end around 41.88 and these 41.30s. And then these are our swing lows. If we break this low, I think we can liquidate. If we break kind of like 41.95-ish, 4200, we can look for higher 42.30 and 43.03. So that's how I'm going to be playing this again, of course, taking it day by day. But for now, I think we've set ourselves up in a nice trading range for the week coming, and then we can see what happens after that. Hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. And any updates to this, of course, we posted intra-week to Twitter. Hope that helps, and have a great weekend.